segment today, I am going to be discussing a favorite of mine. Where were you when? Fingers hit the wrong button. Hold on, went too fast. Where were you when this dime dropped? Boyz N The Hood. This is July of 1991, and I wanted to show a specific scene, but it's just so much that I have in this. So I said, let me just give a little bit of the
You don't want them to
It just goes on and on, you know. Either they don't know, don't show, don't care about what's going on in the hood.
That was that particular movie. It did the same thing that New Jack City did to me, in that it was the first of its kind because it happened in the whole West Coast. It was around South Central, and for me, I always glamorized, especially back then, California, LA, and everything that was happening back then. I saw Colors, but Colors didn't resonate with me too tough. I guess I was too young, and it was completely about the gangs, and that wasn't my thing. But this showed inner city living in South Central without glorifying violence. Just really showed the struggle, and it's actually, thank you so much, Kaylee, for the Daily Heart Me. It actually is sad to say that it mirrors a lot of what's going on today, as far as police brutality, and everything we're still facing right now. It's just so dope because John Singleton was the youngest ever Black director to be nominated for director and for an Oscar at 23 years old when he made that film. And so it always stood out to me, Ice Cube's first acting job, but it was so real and raw and the first of its kind. And I absolutely loved it, and it stand out for me. So I want to know, do you guys remember it? Where were you when it dropped? You tell me, T. You remember where you were?
Okay, I don't remember where I was, but I remember how I felt. First of all, I was an Ice Cube fanatic, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something. The craziest thing. My very first apartment was that I had with a roommate. All you saw was Ice Cube all on the walls. The lynch mob, St. Ides posters. Like I was crazy with it, to the point where my boyfriend at the time hawked his DVDs and all of his stuff to get me tickets to go see Ice Cube. And I was so obsessed that it was in this club. He was on the stage, and I reached up. I don't know why I did this to this day, and they grabbed it, y'all. And he looked down at me and said, "Don't do that." By that time, I already had it. I don't know. I gotta be 21, 22.
No, you couldn't have been. You wasn't that old, because I was 15. So you only 2 years, so you 17. This is 91.
No, I'm older now. I'm talking about
you went to see him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tripping. Okay, right.
I'm just letting you know I was obsessed with it. How obsessed I was with him, because that stayed. But what got me from that movie is, number one, the realness of it. When he was like, "Keep them goddamn babies out the street." Like, it was how they spoke was realistic, because a lot of the movies up to that, where they would have like the rappers, have Black actors and stuff, they didn't sound realistic to me.
Yeah.
I love the dialogue.
Yes.
I love the acting. I love the realness of the mothers. I love the friendship in the neighborhood. I love sitting out on the porch. So it was real to me. Even then, I had no idea I wanted to be a filmmaker, not even a novelist or anything, but I was just drawn into the authenticity.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. And that's what they said a lot about that particular movie, that it was so real and it was so raw. How you told a story, and you essentially had three friends that we followed, in Doughboy, Ricky, and Trey, and they came from the same neighborhood, and they all had different paths.
Yeah.
And but you still could understand each story. And I don't know how many times I've seen it, even to this day. That movie just always stays with me. It's like one of the first of its kind.
And not coming down on a man, like understanding that he wasn't what's his name, wasn't a hood nigga. When he was like, "Oh, don't let me out, don't let me out." Like,
yeah.
Let me out, though. Like, it wasn't, he didn't give no hard time for it.
No.
Of course, he wanted him to ride out, but he understood, like, stuff that I wish people understood now, like in the streets. Because when we was coming up, depending upon where you were, they didn't want the ones that had an opportunity to get out, to be out there with them.
when we were coming
And
up.
so
Yeah, man. That was
what
a
that
big thing.
represented to me.
Yeah, that was a big thing. He even said it the next day when they talked on the porch in that scene. He was like, he said, I'm sorry about yesterday. And Doe looked at him and was like, man, don't apologize. You should have never been there. Because he knew.
Yeah,
He ain't
you
that
know.
one, you know?